Hey, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to have a go at the viral beaded plant. Has anyone seen that? Leave me a comment below if you've seen that on, I've seen it mainly on Instagram, but I have seen a lot on the shorts here on YouTube. And I especially bought this, what do you call it, like a disco ball little pot plant to do mine in today. You could also do yours in little things like this. These little ceramic things that I've bought from the Opshop, they're vintage. They would look so good with little beaded plants coming out of them as well. So let's have a go at this. I bought some green beads off Temu. These ones, I had these quite a while ago. I found these ones at the Opshop, and I've also got a tray of beads that well, I have got them separated in all colours in a bigger container, but these are all second-hand beads from the Opshop as well. Look at these ones. These were all on one necklace, and I thought they would look really cool as a beaded plant. So they're still on their strings, those ones. And I also got a piece of this. This is just that beaded fishing line, or, you know, beaded line. That could look cool in a beaded plant as well. Then you wouldn't have to bead anything, would you? So I've got some bits and pieces here that we can look at in a minute. I also got this cool little, these tools off Temu. Where's my other beaded tool? These are great tools if you're doing a lot of beading. I've got them all off Temu. I had this one for a while, but I bought this one and this one together, and then I lost this one. So I don't know, it's around here somewhere. So I bought another one, and I bought this little scoop as well. Now this is so handy. I'll show you why. You know, you've got all your beads sitting around on your mat, and it just scoops everything up. So handy. So have a look out for these beading tools. This one's just a little scoop, and then you've got the tweezers on this end, and this one's a scoop as well, but it just, you know, it's just a different shape. So they're all just different bead scoops that come in so handy when you're working with beads. Now this one here, this little pot, I bought this off Temu as well, and it came with a ring and some chain. So I'll just sit it on there for now, so it sits there. And then this is the chain that came with it, but I might hook that on there last. Yeah, I'll untangle that and hook it on it last, I think. Okay, so I'll put that up there. And it also came with a little, I think I've put them over there, a little row of glass squares in case one falls off or whatever. So that's my pot for today. That's my tools and beads. And I don't know why I had in my head to go and buy this sort of foam. I should have just bought some regular foam. This is the foam that you the wet foam, you know, that you wet, and it doesn't need to have that. So I'm not sure why I thought to get that, but that's the one I got, so I'm going to go with it. Any sort of foam that you've got would be adequate. I'll see how I go with this one. I'm just going to cut it down to around the size of this width of this. You know, you'd get a fair bit out of that. Cut it down to the width of that, and then I've got to fit it in there. So I've cut it just a little bit, probably. Oh, hang on, I'll cut off the corners. Oops. Oh gosh, it's a horrible sound. It's like ripping your fingernails down the blackboard. Oh, yuck. And then I'm going to pop that down in there and just cut the top off. Well, that was easy enough. Okay, I'll put those little bits in the bin, and then I'll save this in case I want to put it in something else. And I might try and just get up that flaky stuff that comes off this. Alright, so now we've got all our bits and pieces together, and we can start doing the fun things. Oh, we need wire, don't we? We need wire. Now I got a few different wires. Come down here. Now if you wanted to, you could use wire that's got a light in it. Okay? And you wouldn't put it, you can't bead over that, of course, because it's got little nodules on it, but you could put it along some of the beaded stalks of your plant. That would be a cool idea. I've usually got this just sitting here to take photos with when I make something, and it's usually only at Christmas time. Well, I've also got some beaded wire from Kmart, but it's pretty thin. Wasn't real impressed with that. I found this wire at the Opshop. That's jewelry wire. It's an 18 gauge. And then I found these in my stash. I might have got a couple of these from the Opshop too. These were in my stash, and they are just says 28. 20, and that one says 35 millimeters, but it looks very similar. And then I found these ones at the Opshop just not long ago. I might open them up too. And just don't get wire that's too thin. I think, what gauge is this one? It's a 24 gauge, and I think that one feels okay. The 24 gauge. I think the 28 is a little bit too thin. So both of these are 24. So I think I'll stick with the 24 and see how that goes. And then you just need to, I guess, just cut. Where are my cutters? I've got a pair here somewhere. I bought them. Here they are. Then you just got to cut them to whatever length that you want to do it at, however long you want your beads to fall. I don't want these ones too long. I'm going to put them in our window of our cabin, but I won't do too many long ones, I don't think. I'll cut 1, 2, 3. Cut about 6, I think, and see how I go with that. So these are probably about, a bit under 30 centimeters, the longest ones I'm doing, and then I'll go from there. So what I want to do is do a lot of the beading first, and then put it all together in the pot. And see how that goes. Alright, now the beads and what you want it to look like. That's the thing. You can either just make it look haphazard, or you could do a pattern. So I'm not sure how to go about this, but we'll have fun with it. I have seen people just tip out a whole thing of that and just mix it all up and just put a mix there. I'm a bit OCD when it comes to that. I'm doing a lot of mixing. I might leave this one out for now. If I don't, I'll see if I need it. And then I've got all these ones here that are second hand, all the bits and pieces one. So, and I've got this one. So I don't know. I don't know. I sort of want to go, you know, pattern. So let me think. Let's get this one out. These are ones I got off Temu lately. I got these ones from the cheap shop here local, and all these ones from Temu, and these tiny little flowers. Have a look at these. These are so pretty. Look at them. It's hard to see, isn't it? They're tiny, tiny little flowers. I think they're 4mm. I typed in 4mm flower beads. And let me see if I can put that on something darker. You might be able to see it better. See them? They're so pretty. And there was all different colours. I just got a mix. So I'm just thinking I better put my glasses on. I'm just thinking what pattern I'm going to do. These ones here are little leaves, little leaf beads, so they could go down the stalk and a little leaf comes out. These ones are little cross shaped beads, and these ones are different leaf shapes. So, and then these ones are crystally type ones, and same with these. So I'm just wondering what to do. And I want to put these bugle beads in between. These ones, I think they were 6mm. They got a blue sheen on them. And then these ones are rice beads. So I'm trying to think what I'm going to. I might start with one of these little ones on the end, and then just fold it over and get that twisted like that, and then put one of these rice beads over that twist. Let's see how that could look. Okay, like that. And that could be like the end of the plant, or the end of the hanging, what do you call it? The hanging, the branch. This is going to take a while, you know. It's not going to be a quick put together. I wonder whether that will fit over there. That's not going to fit. Maybe we put 2 of these on then. Just to cover up that bit of wire. Like that. Right, and then I might put another one of these on, and then we'll start. Oh no, I've got these. They're all in different sizes. They're the same sort of bead, but just different sizes. So let's graduate the size of these up the branch. I just want to make sure I've got enough too. Okay, let's go like that, and we'll put another one of that size on. So I'm just going to graduate the sizes of the beads as I go upwards. Gosh, I hope I've got enough. I don't really want to put in another order for green things. And then we'll put this one on. See, we'll graduate the size of the beads up. Put 2 of that size on. and go to the next size. Put a few of these over here. Where's all my scoops? Let's get you working for me. Where have I got you? I'll bring you over this way a bit more. I put two of them on, didn't I? So I'll go to this one. I might put two of these bugle beads on now. I wanted to get beads too that reflected the light. I was thinking that would look pretty. Alright, let's put a few more of these on. This is all just trial and error for me, so I've never made this before. See how it's graduating up the size? I like that. I think there's only 3 sizes in here. I think that's the smallest, that's the next one, that's the next one, that's the next one, and they're the next one. And when you get back on there. See, doesn't that look pretty? Maybe one more big one. And then we'll put 3 bugle beads at the end. Like that. Oh, I didn't. Oh, that went through that. Huh. I wonder why that went through. Must have a bigger hole on that one. Let's try you. And that one's catching. And we'll put 3 on the end. Okay, and that's what it'll look like. And then I will hang it like, push it into the foam, and that will hang down. So I'm going to go, how many pieces of wire did I make? About 6 of them, didn't I? I'm going to go ahead and bead up the 6 of these, and we'll come back and check out what that looks like. Alright, so I'll show you how many I threaded up of the long ones. I think I did about 8. Oops, some coming off there. Oh no. There's them. Oh, what came off? Something flung off over here. Okay, so I've done about 8 in this length. Roughly the 30cm length. They're the longest branches I'm going to have on my pot plant. So I've just done different size beads there, from smallest to the largest that I have, and this bigger one was going through these bugle beads, so I had to put a little one in between that just to stop that from happening. But I think they look really pretty. So they're my longer lengths, and then I'm going to have to work on, see, they'll hang really nice, won't they? I'll show you. See how they'll hang. So now I'll work on the shorter lengths and try and get a look at how I want them to look. Oh, it's gonna take a bit to fill the whole pot, so That's the, I think I want them about that long. I don't know how long that is. Because you don't want a plant that looks really sparse. You want something that looks sort of real, I guess. Not real, but you know, looks like you've got a decent little plant growing. Alright, we'll do 8. We've done 8 in the long ones, we'll do 8 in this size. And see how they go, because I will make them just a little bit different, I think, to the other ones, just so that they all match in, but all sort of look, all sort of look the same. So I'm just hiding the end of that wire down in that bead. Down in there. So I'll just put 1 on that one because I put 2 on the other one, and I just want to make it look just that that little bit different. And in this one we won't go right up to the big beads like we did. We won't go right up to this size like we did in the first one. So I'll get some of them out, and we'll get some of the bugle beads out. Sort of use more of them than you think. And some more of these ones. And then we'll just use these as we go along. So I'll put 4 of the smallest ones on instead of only 2 on those long ones, and then 3 of the next size, and then 3 of the next size. I don't know whether I've got enough of them. I might just put 2. Just put 2 and see how they go. Alright, so we'll go the smallest and bugle beads in between. If I can find the hole. Gosh, it's hard to see the hole in them. Get in there. Okay, so we'll put 4 of the smaller size, then we'll go up to the next size. Then we'll start putting 2 bugle beads on. Oh, did I miss that one? I did 2. Going to put 3 of that size on. 3 of that size, then 2 bugle beads. I just hope I've got enough beads. I'll put 2 bugle beads on. We'll just put 2 of them. Okay, so that's our smaller branch. I'll show you a bigger one. Getting all tangled. That's the bigger one. That's our smaller one. Okay, so we'll do 8 of these smaller ones. like that. So I'll come back when the 8 have been threaded on. Alright, I've done 10 of these next smaller ones, and at this stage I think I'll put it on the pot. I think I'll put the little rings on the pot, the, what do you call it, the hanger. You can sort of see it there. Sorry if I'm going to get a bit wobbly with my filming. That goes on the top, the ring. So, right, I'm going to bring in these longer ones back in and start putting them in. Now I'm just going to make sure that's pushed, that each one's pushed down nicely, and then stick them in. I really hope that this this foam works, because I don't have any other. I might even put glue all over the top and sprinkle some brown beads or something like that. That might work. So I'm just going to bend those down so they sort of hang. Right, we've got one more long one to put in. Check the end. Yep, that's right. We'll put this one over that side. Right, we've got our long ones in our pot. Now we'll start putting the smaller ones in. Right, I've got a few in there, but it looks like I need to put a lot more. I'll try and show you, see? So we'll keep going. Okay, I've just hung my plant up here. There. So I'm just going to do another 8 of an in-between length from the longer ones to the shorter ones. And I'll see how that fills it out. Hopefully that will fill it out enough to finish it. So I've used up nearly all this box of these pretty little faceted ones, and I had to get another. I got out the whole of these bugle beads out of this one that I found at the Opshop, because I used all these other bugle beads. So let's see how that goes, and we'll do 8 in between ones. Or am I putting 2 of them on? So I'll put 4 of these small ones on. And these bugle beads, they're a clearer sort of type. They're a little bit different, but they'll blend in. They're all green. So we'll put 4 on of the small ones. And then we'll go to, I think I was going to put 3. I was going to put 3 or 4 of that one on. I think I was going to put 3. So I'll put 2 bugle beads on and then go to this size. And then I might put 3 bugle beads on to finish it. See what that looks like. See if that's it's a similar size to the smaller ones. Okay, maybe I was going to put 4 of these on. I have got more of these over here in a different, just a slightly lighter colour. See how they look. Yeah, there. Maybe I might have to put some more of these ones on. Maybe put 1, 2, 3, 4, and then don't have any these clearish ones left. I didn't want to put one of these on, I don't think at all. Well, it could match in. I'll have a look. Yeah, that might look right. Let's mix it up a bit then and put one of these on and see how that could look. Yeah, that might look alright. I might put a couple of them then on the end. Oops, that's going to go through. Oh, I knew that had happened. I need to put a little stopper bead and then put that one on. Is that going to go through? No. See how long that's going to make it. Might be making it nearly as long as the other ones. Alright, so we'll just put one of these pearly ones on the end. Hope that won't look too weird. Maybe I should take that one back and do the 2. So let's try that. And we'll stop a bead. And so I had to put those little seed beads on to stop them from going down into the bigger bead. Alright, let's see what that looks like. If it's just going to be the same length. Oh no, that's a good in between length. Alright, so we will do probably another 8 or 10 of this size. It's an in between size, and I'll just grab off some wire and cut 8 of them, And then when I've done the 8 of these, I'll come back and we'll put them in the plant. Alright, I've finished 8 of the in-between lengths. So let's get them on the pot plant as well. Just bend them at the base and all. I was going to put them back in a little bit further in the plant, so they sort of come over like a little bit further. Alright, I'll keep going with some shorter ones. Okay, these shorter ones, I'm going to only cut 3 pieces of wire, but I'm going to fold them in half. So I'll do, so there'll be 2 ends on them. And so this end will go into the foam and these 2 ends will stick out. Let's try that. And I probably shouldn't have folded that then, because I'll do it all on the one wire. Put an end on this one, like I've been doing for all of them. Just been putting these little rice beads on the end. Putting it over that twist of wire. I might just put 2 on this just to make it look a bit different. Make sure it goes over that wire end. And then what will I put on? I might put some of these on. Actually, I'll put a couple of these bigger ones, maybe 2 of these bigger ones. Like that. And then we'll put some of these ones on these green pearls. And I've got to put a little stopper bead either side of them so the bugle beads don't go down inside of them. And grab a few more of them. There's no hole in that. Okay, we'll put 3 bugle beads on that. Right, and that will be 1/2 of the smaller one, and then I'll put the opposite on the other side. So I'll put another 3 of these on. And then some of these I want to put there just one between. So I just put 2 on there, didn't I? And then I put 2 of these on. if I can find the hole. Hang on, where am I up to? Oh, take that back off. Then I'll put 2 of these on. And the last one will be this, but I've got to bend that around. And make these go back up in there. Right, and then separate them. And then that will be my shorter ones like that I'll put on. Right, so I'll make 3 of them. Where's my old piece of wire go? Did it fall on? Oh, it fell on the floor again. So then I'm making 6 essentially. That will come out like that. Right. I'll come back when I've finished these 3, but it'll look like 6. Okay, we finished these. I ended up making 4, so there's 8 looking like shorter pieces like this that are double-ended. Okay, so let's put them in the pot. Put them more towards the center so they sort of pop up a bit. I think I'm going to call that done. I am going to now okay, I'll use my scoop and I'll scoop up all these leftovers. Look how easy you can pick them up with that little scoop. It's so clever and so handy. Alright, let's get these back in here. I'll put the bugle beads back in there because that's where they came from. And I used nearly all of that, which was pretty cool. I you know, getting that at the Opshop for, I think it was $1. That little green lot there. And it's great using these mats because they don't have fluff on them. I got them, I think I got them off Temu as well, these bead mats. This is an old bead mat I've had a long time. These are all the same, so I might put them, just condense them up. They're all the same bead. Oh no, there's 2 different sizes there. That's alright, I'll just put them all in the one pack. Hopefully they'll all fit in the one section. Yep, that's good, they're all together then. And I'll close that up. I don't have any little flowers on this plant. I was planning on putting some little flowers on, but I think I like it like that. So I've got a spare packet here, I can put something in. And you know what, if you don't have lots of beads, I was planning on putting some of this in too, which I still could. Hang on, let me untangle it. Just not sure how it would look. I'd have to put it on wire. See this stuff? That could look cool in there too. Why don't we, I'll push this back. Let's put some of this stuff on some wire and poke that in there too, because that'll help fill it up without beading anything. You could do the whole lot in that. That would look cool. Alright, let's get some lengths. Just different size lengths, and I'll put it on some of this wire just so that I can poke it down into the foam. Just like that. And look at that, you've got your beaded you've got your beaded plant stem already up and going. Where did my scissors go? So let's do that too. I think I bought a couple of meters of that in the green. Now I've found this stuff at the Opshop before too, but not in green. I've found it in white and clear and pink, and but if you don't want to do a green plant, you could certainly do it in a different colour. Doesn't matter at all. Well, I got 4 lengths out of that, which is good. Alright, let's bring this plant back down so that you can see what I'm doing. And I will put some of this in. See how it looks. Yeah, that looks fun. That adds a lot of interest. I like that. I'm sort of glad I got that green foam now. I thought I'd done the wrong thing, but I think it's going to be good. Alright, you go in there. And I'll push it right the way down. And then fluff it out where you want it. All tangled. I think I pushed down a couple of other ones while I did that. And then this last one, where are you going to go? Over here, I think. Oh, I like that. I like it, and I know you can't see it from the side, but I will show you when I finish fluffing around. I like that colour in there. Oh, I sort of wish I had a little bit more of that, but I think it's just enough. Just enough. You might have seen that in my last shorts video. I filmed some of the green beads and tools and things that I got from Temu to do this job. And I think I might go ahead and get some brown beads out and maybe sprinkle some in there and put some glue on it. Let's try that. I do have excess brown beads here. Where did I put them? Here's my excess. I've got them in a container here. I might use some of these. These are brown beads with like a little blue sheen to them. They're really nice. So I'll use them, and I'm just wondering which glue. I might try that one. I think this one is a brand that I got from Bunnings, maybe. Yeah. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just squeeze some glue all on the top of that. And it's all in the spots where I've been putting those pieces of wire in. That's where I want all that glue to go. Like that. And then we'll get some of these brown beads out. and sprinkle them on top. I don't know whether they're going to spill everywhere, but I hope you can see that. I've got a lot of these beads spare, so all right. I think my plant is done. Wow. Oh. Now see, you can, I'll show you the beads that I put in the middle a bit more. Okay, I've just tipped them onto the glue, and all that glue is going to just sit on top of where I've put that in the foam, and I think that will be plenty enough to anchor it all in. So I know that you can't see this very good on camera, on the camera like I've got it set up here, but I will hang my plant where I want it set. I'll hang my plant where I'm going to hang it in the cabin, and then I will show you what that looks like. Alright, so I hope you've enjoyed looking at that today. I had heaps of fun making that. I might make another one, and I reckon they'd be cool gifts, you know, to give someone too. Alright, if you enjoyed what you see today, please leave me a comment below. If you've got any questions, you can ask. Please press like, share and subscribe. I would love to have you here with me on my YouTube channel if you're new here. And I just, yeah, I had heaps of fun doing that. It's so good to do different things, you know. We don't always have to do the same thing. And I just love how this has turned out, because I love plants, and it's just another fun thing you can put in your space to make it nice. All right, yeah, please press like. I haven't had many people doing that lately, and I just, yeah, I'd really appreciate if you could press all those buttons for me. All right, take care, rug up, keep warm, and I'll see you for the next video. In the meantime, stay crafty. Bye.